So today we're going to do a little bit of ground stretching. Again, it's 3D stretching that I love doing, so it's in all three planes. And this is kind of a nice variation to a lot of what yogis do, which is more of the pigeon stretch. So the pigeon stretch, as you know, looks something like this, right? This can be a little bit hard for most people. Puts a lot of tension on that back posterior side, so the glutes and piriformis and stuff. So a lot of people, it's very tough for them to get in these positions, including myself. My hips are super tight, even my glutes. So really what what we can do here is we call the core four. So the easiest way to get in that is you're just basically going to sit on your butt. Okay, you're going to take one side. You're going to put it in kind of a 90-90. So this is what it's going to look like. So if I look at from the side, it kind of looks like this. All right. So I'm going to show you the head-on view. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of start with a little bit of just easy mobility on that posterior or even that lateral side. So what I ask a lot of people to do is if you can't get your elbow down, which is going to be on the side. So if you look from the side here, it's going to be down here. All right. So I'll probably give you this view, it might be a little easier. So right now we're working on the right hip, all right, working all on that posterior side. Sometimes you guys will feel this in the hamstring, and it's okay if that back butt, so in this situation my left butt is not down, and that's okay. So I say if you can't put your elbow down, right, so you don't have that mobility, it's okay to put your hand down, all right? And so no big deal, it's just gonna change a little bit of what you're gonna kind of do. So from the side, here's the front view. For those of you who are going to put this down here, and all you're going to do is you're just going to extend that arm out a little bit, and then you're just going to reach. Again, bending the elbow a little if you can, and really this is going to get a lot of that back side. You're going to start to feel down towards the QL, right, all the way to the hip, and that's an easy stretch, right? So again, if you can put the elbow down, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to come here, all the way down, try to touch the ground if you got that movement, and as far as you can. So making sure you inhale, and then just breathing out just like that, okay? And if you want to add a little bit of rotation, you can go forward just like this, putting the elbow down. You'll feel that a lot in that lower back. Sometimes you feel more in the butt. Again, it all depends on where you're tight. Some people feel this differently, and that's okay. It just kind of tells you a little bit more about what are some things that you might need to work on from a soft tissue standpoint or even from a stretching standpoint. So here I got here, we come back up. Come back here, that's one. And you can do, again, 5 to 10 repetitions, nice and slow, inhaling, and we always say exhaling as you get closer to the center of the earth, right? So as you exhale, try to go deeper into the stretch, and again, each repetition, making sure you try to enhance it a little bit more every time. So we go back, here, up, and back down, and there it is. Nice. Now the cool part is when we talk about 3D is you can change kind of the position. So if I want to enhance that a little bit more, maybe what I do is I add a little bit more here and then I reach and come over. Okay? Just like that. I bring down. Now you're going to get a little bit more butt and reach up. Or if I come behind, maybe I want to come behind a little bit more, explore, and open up the chest a little bit more, right? Here we go, and then back down. Good, just like that. And so that really gets a lot of that posterior lateral side. Feels really good. Again, if you're feeling any pinch and things like that, back off a little bit, don't go as deep. You shouldn't feel like this is uncomfortable by any means. You should feel like you're getting a stretch, but if you're holding your breath, maybe it's feeling too intense, just back off a little bit, and it's okay, right? Again, look at your body, like respond to it. Make sure that you're understanding where you can and can't go, where you're successful versus where you're not successful. And so just really rely on your body to kind of tell you where you need to be. So now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit more glute into this, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to move around. So imagine that like this whole platform in front of you is basically a clock, okay? And you can go 5 degrees or 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever have you to really change up the angle of the stretch and hit different parts of the tissue, right? And that's super important. So what we're gonna do is our elbow was here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it almost even with our elbow, or with our knee here. And so my elbow is just in front of it. If you can't do this, again, you can put your hand here. It's no big deal. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do kind of sliding reps. So you're going to reach in front on the inhale, and then exhale at the end. Coming back up. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. And keeping the elbow here, use that as the clock. So we just went here, so maybe we did here for a couple reps. Now we're going to move in front a little bit. Maybe we go a little bit further. Going out. And using this arm to even sometimes push and enhance it. Okay, if you feel, again, you're holding your breath, that tells you maybe you're going a little too deep. Just like that. Awesome. Cool. And so again, play around with that. As I go from being just the side to the knee, I can even go in front. So this is really going to intensify that, right? And so if you can come in here, sometimes it helps to just block the elbow, blocks that leg from moving. And same deal, you can reach out here, and that really gets after that posterior side. So you can feel that, all the way from the glute to the hamstring. Yeah, this is really good stuff. Good. You can even do waves, right? So if you want to start even here, you can even reach and come back. You're doing circles, right? Half circles or waves. Okay. All right, same deal here. You can start here and you can wave around. And again, this is just playing around. You can go out, wave, come back in, out, wave. There's so many different variations that you can do to kind of really help open up that posterior chain, glute, and everything on that kind of leg side. So if we switch, it's the same deal. Okay, here we are, 90-90. Again, the foot backs up to this leg. This right cheek for me right now is not on the ground, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. So same deal, we're over here, reaching up, coming forward, coming back up, and then reaching back here, loading to explode, come down, inhaling, and then exhaling, and playing around. So if I were to do this still, here I come, right, I'm all the way out here, just playing around, making sure I'm hitting all different degrees, all different parts of the clock. And I usually give this to a lot of my members here because they're really super tight in their glutes, and this is an easy way that a lot of people can actually get down. And it looks very hard, but believe it or not, when people get on the floor, it's like they're amazed at how simple this can be. And this is a great, again, warm-up stretch. It could be even a cool-down stretch. These are great things to add to your routine that really get after and play around. So for me, if that's too much, again, you can do circles, and really just work waves. So, the big thing is what I want you guys to understand is a lot of times static stretching is not the best for you. There have been research that shows that statically, if you do those kinds of types of stretch, it actually can decrease performance by 30%. Here we are big believers on dynamic stretching, keeping things moving, right, in all three planes and not just one area. And the more you do that, the more you really get after all aspects of that tissue. So if we're working say the glute or the hamstring, there's so many different variations that you can play with that really enhance the stretch, and that's the key. And so remember that. So if you sit there and you're just holding things for 30 seconds to a minute, sometimes you can be doing more harm than good. And so, really don't hold it for too long. Just get into that stretch, a little bit, focus on the breath, and then move into some other angle, right? And so those are the tips. Again, if you got questions or concerns or comments, please drop them below. We'll be answering them all day long because we all got plenty of time on our hands, and we're truly genuinely want to here to help you guys out to move better, so ultimately you can live better. And you can continue to do things that you love to do, like exercise or hiking or taking Zumba or yoga or whatever the case is. And so reach out if you have things that you want to see as far as stretches too, of hey, what are some things I could do for my chest or my back or my hips more or my quads. More is going to come, but I appreciate the comments because that's really going to kind of help us derive a little bit more of the content as far as what you guys want to look at and what you guys want to start to practice so you guys can get better. So look forward to hearing from you guys. Stay safe, be well, and stay healthy, all right? Cheers.